There's nothing better than not making up. Oh my god, bro! Y'all want me to make a video that bad? Y'all already set up my stuff? That man's aggy, bro. Fine, bro. Fine. I got you. Damn. Trying to make me almost dead. Y'all want me to make this video so bad. Or this stream. Then I hope y'all boys already liked and subscribed. I'm gonna show y'all boys what we're gonna be watching. Boys and girls, what we're gonna be watching today. I guess since y'all want to go on and make matters into your own hand. This is what we're watching. We're gonna watch the strangest things caught on dash cams. This is gonna be fun. Okay.
Dash cams are handy bits of kit that motorists use to capture potential crashes or incidents on the road. But that's not all these dashboard-mounted cameras can capture. From paranormal roadside sightings to freaky footage that'll get your heart racing, it's time to take a look at some of the most terrifying events ever caught on dash cams. Apocalypse Lane. California's wildfires make headlines almost every year, with plenty of videos showing.
Damn. Huh? Nah. You gotta bang it, man. That's too close to the city. I know y'all city don't smell good. I know it always look foggy. I need to go.
Showing what the blazes look like from afar. The area's dry temperatures turn almost all vegetation into kindling, and with difficult wind conditions, it takes just a single spark to set a huge driving blaze alight. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be caught right in the middle of one? Well, back in 2020, photojournalist Tyler Day caught this frighteningly fiery dashcam footage from inside the Hennessy wildfire. With the sky completely choked with smoke and everything around him engulfed in flames, it looks more like he's driving across the plains of hell rather than California. And at one heart-stopping moment, you can even hear the trees cracking and threatening to break as he drives under them.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have probably speeded through that. I ain't gonna front. I can't go slow doing front shit like that. I'd probably hit like 80 going through that, 80, 90 trying to go through that.
Despite the intense heat, Tyler kept his cool and got out unharmed. But his dashcam footage showed the hellish extent of the devastation that the fire wreaked over almost 318,000 acres of land. That's an area almost half the size of the state of Rhode Island. Whoa, I can almost feel the heat from here. What a lovely day. Now, if you thought driving through that wildfire was bad, just wait until you see what this next driver had to face head-on. Back in November 2019, they were driving across Mildura in Australia, an area that had been suffering from a dangerously dry 104-degree Fahrenheit heat.
Oh, my bad.
But that's when a series of high winds began sweeping over the land, dragging up the parched topsoil into a wide, rolling wall of intimidating red dust. Because this mammoth storm was approaching the city at a speedy 54 miles per hour, there was just no way to avoid it. So this driver put on his big boy pants and buckled up, then daringly drove straight in.
Y'all give me a second. Y'all just give me a second. And I'm gonna get sturdy for y'all, since y'all waiting for me. I'm gonna get sturdy for y'all waiting for me. But I'm gonna go grab some water real quick. Ah, y'all boys still waiting for me. Oh, my shit's spilling. Oh, yeah. Hold on, I need to back up a little bit. Hey, 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 hey. What are you talking about? Left foot, can I do? I can't. Let me stop. Let me stop before I make it any worse. Let me stop. Bro, I was just thinking in my head, you know that song that was like, Grandma mood changed when you walked through the door? I forgot about that song until now. I, I know it was like a, I know it was like a famous TikTok song, but let's get back to this video, guys. Oh, there's an ad. I could
Into
have
the
waited.
belly of the beast.
Get trained in less than a year at Universal Technical Institute for jobs that are in demand right now.
What?
Prepare to work on vehicles in the transportation industry. What are you waiting for? Take the first step today.
Oh. Mm.
In just a matter of seconds, the glorious Australian sunshine was completely blocked out and the driver was plunged into pitch black darkness. It then took them a staggering 10 minutes to drive through the
That's not that bad. That's not that bad. 10 minutes? Man, I'll make that shit 5 minutes, so stop playing with me.
bulk of it and back into the light. Who knew a little dust could be so dangerous? Okay, if you had to choose between steering through a frightening forest fire or driving into a daunting dust storm, which one would you pick? For the dust storm, hit that like button, and for the forest fire, smash that subscribe button. But if you think you're brave enough to tackle the fire and the dust, then hit both. Now let's get back to even more freaky dash
What
cam
the
footage.
hell? No, bro. My man's
Then hit
really
both.
running.
Now let's get back
My
to even
man-
more
oh,
freaky
nah.
dash cam footage.
We ain't even gonna talk about what's on the right.
Freakishly
We ain't really
fast
worried about that.
bushfires. Like Australia's huge walls of wind and sand weren't enough, lightning strikes can spice things up.
Y'all boys better grab something to eat as y'all watching my video. I can't be the only one eating now.
By adding fire into that chaotic mix. And that's something that the dashcams of South Australia's fire service caught during the frighteningly intense Pinery bushfire of 2015. As the fire trucks approached one of the worst hit areas, they suddenly came face to face with the front of the fiery blaze.
Here it comes, a hitch coming. Nick, slow down.
But the flames were traveling towards them at a rapid 56 miles per hour thanks to the high winds. Unable to escape, the crews had no choice but to stop immediately and go into burnover mode. This is where protective coverings are rolled down around the truck, the exterior is doused with water, and the teams hunker down inside. This way, the fire, quite literally, burns over the crew and equipment without setting them on fire. But as you're about to harrowingly hear over the radio, the truck in the front didn't have a water reserve. In just a few seconds, the fiery front swept right over them, and miraculously, both the crews made it out uninjured. I, on the other hand, think I just had a heart attack.
You know how scary that gotta be? Like, bro, think about like, alright, so when they pulled up, they was like, alright, we got everything we need. We know what to do. Da-da-da, they set up everything. These niggas don't have the main ingredient, bro. That's like having peanut butter with no jelly, Kool-Aid with no sugar, jug with no water. No, bro, that's wild. That's wild.
Watching this
I would
unfold.
panic. I ain't gonna front.
Double tap. Have you ever heard the old saying that lightning never strikes the same place twice? Well, this dash cam footage from Novosibirsk in Russia disproves that in a flash or two. Whoa! Even though it was struck by not one, but two bolts of lightning, with each carrying up to 1 billion volts of electricity, that car didn't seem to take any damage. That's because the all-metal body of the car redirected the electricity into the ground. So despite Mother Nature's best efforts, no one here was hurt. In fact, the dashcam owners barely reacted. Man, if a lightning strike like that doesn't make them flinch, I'd hate to see what Russian tornadoes look like. The Media Men. Back in 2016, some old VHS-style dashcam footage surfaced on the web that was as confusing as it was terrifying. It starts with someone driving down a country road late at night when they turn a corner and suddenly, a man in a suit carrying a briefcase appears. At first, it looks like he might be a hitchhiker, but then another suited man is caught in the high beams, and both of them wordlessly sprint away without warning.
What are those things called, bro? You know the things that it's an animal, and it's like, bro, and like they stick in small groups, bro, and they be sticking their head out like, and then they go back down, bro. I swear to God, that's what they look like.
Nine
in the
similarly
background.
dressed men poke their heads up out of the long grass, herding together like frightened deer. What kind of weird workday is this? To complete this crazy picture, the driver captures a man further out lighting up a flare, while someone else strolls past the car creepily clad in a reindeer mask. Then the video cuts out, and the strangeness finally stops. With so much going on and no explanation, the freaky footage quickly went viral. But eventually, internet sleuths tracked the clip down to the band Radiohead's Instagram account. It was a vignette designed to promote their new album, which explained everything. After all, only someone who listens to Radiohead's strange, eclectic music could create something this weird. The Desert Witch.
We gonna talk about that. So you're telling me for these people to get their album out, they got like 15 people, all suits and ties, suitcase in hand, and they had like a little stick in their other hand, I think. Draw the attention and then put something on fire distance a couple meters away, and then had this big ass creature, well, made up creature walk past the car. Y'all boys are wildin'. Like, if y'all already a band, bro, y'all kind of just like posted y'all stuff. So, but I guess it's creative. I could give y'all that. It's creative. I could give y'all that.
In 2013, rumors of a rise in black magic and witchcraft began haunting headlines around the Middle East. The deeply religious region still upholds laws that forbid occult practices, and it routinely punishes anyone deemed guilty of being a witch. But in 2014, dashcam footage from the Al-Mutla Desert over in Kuwait surfaced on the internet and shook the region to its core.
The fuck is that?
Despite the warning revs of the car's engine, the horrifyingly hunched figure caught in the headlights doesn't call out. Instead, it just shambles forward, terrifying the driver inside.
Hit her with the car. Stop playing.
The clip ends with the car veering off, leaving the figure to shamble alone through the darkened desert. Now, watching this thing maliciously creep after the retreating car definitely got my adrenaline pumping, but I don't reckon this is real. For a start, if you were so afraid, why would you slowly back away from this nightmarish scene instead of speeding away immediately? And secondly, the channel it was first uploaded to, 18/7, later changed the video's description to claim that it had been staged. Looks like this was put together to troll the Middle East's fear of the paranormal. But could someone tell that to my pounding heart? The Real Walking Dead. We've all seen some questionable things on the side of the road, whether it's something weird that's been thrown from a car or someone strange lurking nearby. But they all pale in comparison to what YouTuber Alyssa Cross captured stumbling down her street back in 2016.
Crackhead, girl.
The way the woman is dragging her feet and struggling to coordinate her limbs makes her look like some kind of zombie. Alyssa then claimed she stopped and tried to talk with the wandering woman, but she just became incredibly angry. Understandably scared, Alyssa sped off and left this wannabe zombie to waddle her own way home. Though it's still unclear what was making
And she waddled away, waddle.
her act like that. Could she have been under the influence of some dubious substance? Or was she just rehearsing for a Walking Dead audition? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Almost roadkill.
I'm fucking this chicken up. I ain't even gonna front. This shit is good eat. Y'all want a piece? No, nigga. A piece of my food? Come on, bro. Well, you want a piece of my food? Like, what do you mean, what? Already liked and subscribed. Alright, I just had to make sure everything was running semi-smooth. I don't know why I don't be doing this. I need water to win. Water. Alright, let's get back to this. Let me see.
Police around the world are trained to deal with almost any dangerous situation. But back in 2018, one officer drove into a scene that definitely wasn't covered in basic training. At 1:46 a.m. on a Sunday, this Fulshire City cruiser was traveling down the road when the car in front swerved dramatically, narrowly missing a woman lying deathly still across the road. Scared she'd been hit, Sergeant Charlie Scott raced to her aid, but was absolutely stunned by what he found. She was alive and heavily intoxicated. So much so that when Sergeant Scott helped her up, she almost immediately fell backwards. It turns out she'd drunkenly driven her car into a ditch 200 yards away. But when she went to get help, she fell asleep in the middle of the road. While Sergeant Scott may have saved her from being scraped off the road with a spatula, he then arrested her for public intoxication and booked her into jail. Send in the clowns. There are idiots.
Bro, I remember back then when killer clowns were a thing. I think like when they first started getting popular, me and my friends, we went on, it was Halloween, and we went like 7 deep, I think. No, I'm over exaggerating. It was like 4 deep. I'm gonna say like 5 deep. And we went clown hunting. Like we searched all the back alleyways, all the dark shit. We ain't find nothing. I was so
There are
mad.
losers, and then there are people who dress up as scary clowns and walk around in the dark when it's not Halloween. Back in 2016, this evil clown prank epidemic became a serious problem, with nearly all US states reporting scary sightings of evil clowns, as well as some attacks, which is why the Menasha Police Department in Wisconsin responded seriously to reports of people in clown masks chasing vehicles at 3 a.m. on October 11, 2016. Dashcam footage captured the moment when police discovered a disturbingly dressed pair of clowns wandering around in the dark. Caught in the headlights, both the creeps stand stock still and only move when the police officers tell them to.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
Completely unfazed by their ridiculous appearance, the officers slowly moved them off to the side. But this freaky footage wasn't the worst part about this outing. The officers discovered one of the men under the masks had left his 4-year-old child at home alone to participate in the prank. In the end, these clowns were charged with child neglect. Not so funny now, is it?
Y'all stupid. Y'all so stupid. I ain't got no word. I ain't got no words, bro.
Garden City Ghost Car. We've seen some pretty freaky police dashcam footage, but there's one event caught on camera by the Garden City Police Department that even they can't explain. Around the year 2000, the cops were chasing the dangerous driver of this car, who tried to lose them by using some seriously reckless maneuvers. But finally, they managed to trap him into a dead end. Except when they turned down the road, all they could see was a pair of taillights disappearing through the other side of a fence. The fence appeared to be completely intact. So how on earth did that car get through to the other side? The cops were so stumped by it all that it simply became known as the Garden City Ghost Car. Good to know that that's the level of police deduction all those tax dollars pay for. Personally, I think the answer might lie on this plane of reality. I mean, the fence looked like it was made of chicken wire, so if it wasn't attached to anything at the bottom, could the car have driven under it like a curtain? Or did it hit a hidden ramp and fly over the top? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments.
What the hell?
Woman
Another
in
eye?
the woods. Police
Burn on, I'm shining so bright, lit up like a diamond in the
Yeah. And we chilling in this room, waiting for this ad. We just trying to move on to the main video so we can stack the views up and make it. I ain't worried about no fan. Y'all just hating. Y'all know it. Hey, my little rap. My little rap for y'all boys.
strange and scary occurrences, but this next one might just be the crowning jewel of them all. According to the details on the dashcam, Officer Malik of Azusa Police Department, California, was recorded turning down a dark dirt track back in 2015 at around 3:40 a.m. But as Malik turns, he's suddenly confronted by a young woman standing ominously with her arms folded in front of a fire. She doesn't move at first, but all of a sudden, she throws out her arms and flings back her head as if she's been possessed. The camera can just make out some sort of strange light flickering in her mouth. But before the officer can investigate, the camera cuts out. Does this make anyone else feel like witchcraft might be real? Well, before you go grabbing your pitchforks and torches, there are some elements of this video that don't make sense. For a start, that supposed satellite position doesn't align with any map I can find. And secondly, no real police dash cams that we've seen so far have had that much information clogging up their screens. So this is probably just another prank. Although, I won't be driving down any dirt roads at night anytime soon, just to be safe.
No,
Out
that's
of
a
the
little
blue.
weird.
Take a look at this still from a dashcam in Tampa, Florida. With that beautiful blue sky,
Damn,
it doesn't look
Tampa.
like there could be anything bad on the horizon, right? Well, turn up your volume and put on your headphones and see if you can hear what's really
Y'all
going
heard
on.
the man. You heard the man. You. Yes, you. You better put on your headphones,
You ready?
earphones,
Okay, here we
AirPods, Beats, whatever you got. Better turn them boys up or put them on.
go.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, I can't resist a good jump scare. But seriously,
Yo, that made me jump. Whew.
where did that lightning strike come from? This incredible phenomenon is
my
what's
bad, I
known
didn't
as a
hit the
bolt
mic.
from the blue. It occurs when a lightning flash sparks out of the back end of a traveling thunderstorm, like the one that was 8 miles away from this Tampa home at the time.
Damn.
Strikes like this have been documented traveling more than 25 miles from the back of their mother storms, and because they're so unexpected, they're one of the most dangerous types of cloud-to-ground lightning known to man. This is why you should always wait around 30 minutes or more before going outside after a thunderstorm. Otherwise, you might end up like that poor palm tree. That's no dog. Have you ever had that spine-chilling feeling that something's lurking near you and it's getting closer, but you can't quite see what it is? Well, arachnophobes, look away now, because one officer from the Full Shear Police Department got the fright of his life when he discovered he'd been stalked by a gigantic spider. Oh God, just look at the size of it. Why isn't he running? Well, that might be because a tiny spider was actually crawling across the front of his cruiser's dashcam. So, despite the angle, there wasn't actually a spider the size of a dog creeping across the road. For a minute there, I thought my worst fears had sprouted 8 legs and come to life. Invasion by distraction. On December 22nd, 2017, a family was driving home from a day out in Beaumont, California. But as they were speeding along the freeway, something strange suddenly lit up the sky.
Yeah. Oh, look at that, look at that. Is that a rocket? They shot up a rocket. Wow, look at that thing. That's a rocket, man.
In awe, they watched as the trail of what they believed to be a rocket got longer and longer. Suddenly, the mysterious streak in the sky broke off halfway through. It was completely captivating. But as they continued down the road, the streak only got stranger, ballooning out like some sort of space whale.
Wow.
Look at that. What is that?
Don't know. That's weird.
This is when people started to panic.
Look in the sky. What is that? Look outside of the sky.
What is
That's
that?
what we're saying.
Was it a UFO? Was it a nuke? Was it Santa doing an early Christmas test run of his sick new sleigh? Well, for all the confusion it caused, this was actually the launch of a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. It was transporting 10 satellites into orbit from its launch pad on Vandenberg Air Force Base. And that broad, glowing plume was just a result of the rocket's exhaust gases being illuminated by the setting sun. Although, personally, I prefer the theory that we were being invaded by space whales. Offending officer. The only thing scarier than being pulled over by a police officer is being pulled over by someone insane enough to pretend to be a police officer. And unfortunately, that's what happens to the poor citizens of Tucson, Arizona back in 2017. Caught on the perpetrator's own dashcam, this idiotic imposter fitted flashing blue and red lights to his car and randomly started pulling people over. He approached their cars carrying a handheld scanner on his belt, a radio earpiece, and even an expandable baton, all while claiming to be an undercover law enforcement officer. He then asked people to step out of their vehicles, took their details, and even handcuffed a man. But on this occasion, the idiotic imposter couldn't find the keys and told his victim he needed to go to a police station to get the cuffs removed. Confused and suspicious, his victim called the real police, who worked to track this creepy criminal down and arrested him on charges of kidnapping and impersonating a law enforcement officer. They then discovered his dashcam footage, which showed he'd put at least 4 people through this traumatizing ordeal. But why was he doing this? Well, police suspect that he was trying to score illicit substances from his victims, like naughty salt and the devil's lettuce, if you get my meaning. And he might have gotten away with it if he hadn't tried to get clever with those cuffs. Ice-cold collision. Have you ever been driving along the road when all of a sudden a rock pings off your windscreen?
No. Bam.
The horrifying crack of those little rock shocks can really make you jump. But back in February of this year, one driver, who was traveling at around 80 miles per hour down a Tennessee highway, received much more than a small shock.
Oh!
Did you see that? A huge slab of ice flew off the top of that U-Haul truck and smashed the poor driver's windscreen. Fortunately, no one was injured, but it serves as a reminder to wipe all that excess ice and snow off your vehicle before you go speeding down any highways.
I doubt he got the insurance. I doubt he got the insurance.
Bus, baby. Bus drivers have to put up with some seriously strange sights and sounds from the public on a daily basis.
That's messed up. That is messed up.
Although, one bus driver in Vietnam caught something on his dashcam that wasn't as strange as it was scary. As the bus was traveling down a busy street back in February 2021, the driver spotted some sort of animal blocking the road. But as he got closer, he realized with a heart-stopping lurch that it wasn't an animal, but a baby. The poor kid was so confused that he ran across the road and was almost hit by another bus. Luckily, this driver immediately jumped out and rescued the infant before he was turned into a child-sized pancake. Which of these clips really made your heart race? And
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's not what I meant to show y'all. I hope y'all boys enjoyed the video / stream. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment what y'all want me to do below, bro. I need something to do. Like, music videos, horror videos, regular videos. Like, give me something and I'll react to it. Like, really, give me something and I'll react to it. I hope y'all boys had a great day. For those who had school today, like me, I hope y'all enjoyed y'all day and have fun. And ooh, whoa! You forgot to sub. You forgot to sub. Don't leave yet. You forgot to sub. But alright, guys, I'll catch y'all boys another day. I'm probably gonna try to live stream tomorrow.